So for those of you who stuck around for the bad news, we ended up losing little brother. Little brother was our little bottle buckling that we got it was just a little over 2 weeks ago. We got him to, raise out and be our new herd sire. We're not 100% on what happened. We do know that Friday morning, which is March 8th, he woke up and he drank about 3/4 of his bottle, and then after that he wasn't really interested in it. He walked away and just wasn't acting his funky bouncy self, and so it was concerning. I was definitely asking around, kind of seeing what people thought could been going on. To be completely honest with you, we've been raising goats now for 4 years, and we've never ever had a baby get sick, or and the only babies we have ever lost has been stillborns up until little brother. So I was at a complete loss. I had no idea what to do, and so I ended up taking him to the vet, and the vet did a fecal, and they found that he had coccidiosis. From what I was told, and the impression that I was under, that it was, we had caught it early on. He had just come off his bottles. He wasn't really having just horrible diarrhea or anything like that, and so they gave him some medicine while they were there. They sent me home with some medicine to give him for Saturday and Sunday, and told me, if he's not doing better by Monday, bring him back Monday. And so, I was on the under the impression, as long as I just kept him hydrated and did our best to make him feel better, that he would get better and he would be okay. And for the most part, all day Friday, he just kind of acted, just kind of slumpy. He was still peeing, he was still pooping, he was still getting up and walking around. Kimberly would go sit by him, and he would, snuggle up to her, or he would come and climb in my lap. Like, he was still, he wasn't what I would consider, a dying goat, And so I was making dinner. I made him his lunch bottle. I was going to try to get him to drink some of it. And about that time, I had tried to kind of open his mouth to be able to just kind of stick the bottle in, just to try to see if I could get him to take some of the bottle, if I could get him, if I can get it in his mouth. And I noticed he was cold. The inside of his mouth was cold. He wasn't shivering or anything like that. I took his temperature, and it was saying that it was like 101.3, but I'm starting to think now that my thermometer that I have was incorrect. So I had spent about an hour just trying to warm him up, and I put some molasses on his gums. I was just trying my best, from the advice of the breeder that I got him from, and some advice from some friends that also have goats. And we were really just trying our best, and it was just in a matter of probably about an hour and a half, he just went from sitting up, kind of just looking around, talking to me a little bit while I was cooking dinner in the kitchen, to him throwing his head back and pawing and screaming out, and it was horrible. I bawled. I was on the phone with the breeder I got him from, trying to figure out what was going on, and I was crying, and I was holding him, and one of the last things I had said is, "Oh, his heart is racing." And then it was probably just a couple seconds later, I just slowly felt it slowing down, and then it just stopped, and he took like a big gasp, and that was it. He was breathing really heavy, he was gasping, he was throwing his head back. Like, it was a horrible, horrible process. And the only thing that we could really come to the conclusion of is, she did some research, and we kind of just put our heads together, and we believe that he might have been allergic to the medicine that was given to him for the coccidiosis. It was a kind of medicine that it's for, it's you can use it to treat coccidiosis, but and I'm not trying to say that it's for sure what happened. We just we don't know 100% sure, but it's what makes sense, because when we looked up what kind of reaction you have, they would have if they were allergic to the sulfamide or sulfamide, whatever. Um, it was, temperature, because the way he was acting, it was like he had gotten into something toxic. And he, I know for a fact that he hasn't, because when he's outside, he's with us. He has not eaten. We haven't fed him any grains. He's never had moldy hay. The only grass and brush and stuff that he eats is the same stuff our adult goats eat. We've gone, through every bit of our property and made sure we don't have anything toxic to our goats on it, and we don't keep any chemicals or anything like that. That's not like locked up, because we have small children. And so the reaction that he was having was like he had gotten into something toxic. And so, I mean, that's really the only thing that we could, come to the conclusion of. We could have went and had an autopsy. I think it starts with an N for animals, where they could have, cut him open and, tried to see what was going on. But our little local vet does not offer that. So we would have had to take him all the way to Little Rock, which is about, an hour and 45 minutes from us. And, it just, everything that he went through made sense, and were symptoms of what would have happened if he would have been allergic to the medicine that was given to him. And, it's one of those things that's very rare for them to be allergic to that medicine, but it does happen. So yeah, it was just a horrible process. We buried him Saturday. I cried, the kids cried. It was horrible. We've never lost one of our goats before, aside from stillborns, but stillborns, you don't really have that ability, that time to bond with them and fall in love with them. So yeah, it was horrible. It was really heartbreaking. And yeah, it wasn't something that I ever hope that we have to deal with again. We are going to be taking precautions to do coccidiosis prevention from now on. I've learned that you can give stuff to your adult goats while they're pregnant. That'll help with help the kids build up an immunity to it and be able to fight it off better. And you can give prevention to the goats, the kids themselves. And so from now on, that's what we're going to be doing. And I pray and hope we never have to deal with it again. The breeder herself that we got Little Brother from, she said that she's actually the one that told me about the precautions and stuff. And she said that she's going to be doing it also. So that way she doesn't ever want anyone to have to go through what we went through. And, like I said, I was on the phone with her, bawling my eyes out. It was a horrible night. And, yeah. But anyways, we just want to make a video. This is probably going to make the previous video a little too long, so I think I'm going to separate it out. And, I'm just going to have this be a separate video, so that way I can put some clips and some pictures and stuff of Little Brother that we took. And yeah, rest in peace, Little Brother. And we miss him. He was a sweetheart. Bowen, Sadie, and Kimberly, they're old enough to realize that he's gone. But come Saturday, little Rory, I mean, she's not even 2. I'm sorry, hold on. She was bringing me his bottle, wanting me to make it so, she could feed him. And so, I'm sorry, hold on. It was just a horrible, horrible, horrible loss, and we love him, and we Come on, go play.